And we back with another one. Y'all heard about Lecrae? All right. I be trying not to um do these videos to where I be like bashing people and putting people out there, but this is a reaction video. So, and I ain't gonna say we're a reaction channel, but right now we doing reactions. But let's listen to what Lecrae said. Listen.
I wasn't even gonna say nothing about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Um, I've been to a couple Diddy parties. Now, I'm risking a lot by saying this because I know as soon as I say that, all the assumptions are gonna come in, and if I don't say evil things were taking place, then I'm covering for them. And if I do say evil things were taking place, then I'm one of them ones like, yeah, Lecrae, expose it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm, he's so paranoid. I feel like he's paranoid by saying this, but he be breaking down some truth sometime. And he's exposing the music industry in this video. But like I say, just by him making that statement, he's being very like on edge, paranoid to me. That's my opinion.
and I've been to lots of parties. I've been to Jamie Foxx. I've been with Snoop, Ti. Like I've been to lots of places. Um, Here's what I'll say: there are people who will test you. There are people who will see how far your limits are, and if you're willing to take a step, then they'll take two. I, in my personal experience, never saw anything where someone was like, "You can't move any further unless you do X, Y, or Z." But what I did see was if you do X, Y, or Z, well, keep coming because you know, and that's how we all are. It's Psalm 1, right? It says, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, who does not stand in the way of sinners, who does not sit in the seat of mockers. You start walking, they gonna walk with you, and now you find yourself standing. They like, oh, you stand? Well, if you stand, come sit. Now, you next thing you know, you're sitting. And so it was never a situation where
So y'all listen to what he's saying. He breaking it down indirectly. Like he said, they want to know, do you stand? Well, come sit. So he's kind of, I got him looking crazy on that pause right there. But it's crazy though because he breaking it down indirectly. You just got to get it, and we don't want to put nothing crazy out there for the saying crazy stuff on YouTube. But if you know, you know.
I I felt forced to sit. It was a situations where I was asked, "Do do you stand? Do you stand?" And I'm like, "I don't
Oh,
stand."
y'all heard that? He said it was situations where they asked him, "Do you stand?" In other words, do you? But the truth has to be exposed.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I was left alone. It's like, oh, he's not about that life. He's not with it. I'm leaving him alone. Um, and this is what I'll say, and I won't say who's
Now, one thing. Now, this is my opinion. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. My opinion is, if we're taking a stand for Christ, right? Why are we even? Why are we even in the midst of a Diddy party? That's me. You know, I ain't saying I'm famous or nothing like that. But my thing is, why are we at a Diddy party if we're professing Christ? If we're living for Christ, why are we at a Diddy party? People be having their own reasons why they feel like they should go into these places, but um they always told us either you're going to draw them or they're going to draw you. So my thing is, why do we have to go into the dark Why do we have to go into the dark to be the light? You know, we are the light. So my thing is, wherever you are, let let there be the light. Like you don't have to go into the dark to be the light. Light automatically consumes darkness when it comes in when light comes in the room, darkness leaves. But I don't think that you have to go into the darkness in order for people to see your light. You just have to let it be, let it shine, you know. And it sounds like I'm trying not to be sound so cliche, but let your light so shine before me and all that. That's scripture, and I believe in scripture, and that's the truth. But my thing is like I don't feel like we have to go and be at a sinner's party and feel like we got to go there to be the light. You don't have to do that because if they had respect for you, they would not even have asked you, "Do you sit?" Since you standing, do you sit? And he said he was left alone. But like I say, that's disrespectful to me. That's disrespectful to me anyway. If you know what I'm about, if you know I'm for Christ, why are you asking me, do I know how to sit? Or why are you asking me, do I sit? So that's my whole thing. My whole thing is we got to take a stand and live for Christ and let people see that light. You don't have to go into the dark to be the light. The Bible says, what fellowship does darkness have with light? So we ain't supposed to be doing that. But I'm gonna let him keep on talking because I can continue on too.
Party I was at, or what party, but this is a crazy situation, right? I was at one of these parties, and for me, I'll be honest, it was a mix of work, because this is oftentimes where you go to connect with people, where you go to meet people. And I have met people here and I have built bonds, and they have said, I have met actors and celebrities who said, man, thank you for being here. I needed your presence here. You're the reason why I know God is walking with me. And we've had conversations since where they're like, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Because how you gonna be a light if you never in the dark? Now, if you cannot handle being in the dark, stay up out of certain places, right? Don't play tug of war by yourself. I never went to these events by myself. I was always with people who were walking in the light, and we always had a mission. It was never just to go in there and wild out and be stupid. But the other side of the coin is, yes, if I'm a human, so I'm frail. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was moments for me of like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I'm part of the crew. Like, look at me. Yes, I struggle with acceptance and wanting to be associated with greatness. And I got caught up in some of that nonsense internally, right? Um, but you would have never known that. What I will say is that one particular party, um, lots of big names. Um, there was an artist there who said, "Hey, Lecrae, around 1 a.m., make sure you're not here." And I was like,
Mm.
"What?"
Now, I mean, like I say, I could be sound like I'm contradicting myself. Like I said, it was kind of disrespectful to me for somebody to even ask him, "Do you sit?" And then on this part right here, I feel like that was a little of a respect. Hey, don't be here at 1:30. But like I said, you shouldn't have been there anyway. They should have to give you these warnings. Why are you there? But people feel like they want to be influenced. They want to grow their personas and stuff like that. If you're of Christ, let Christ exalt you. You don't have to go to a Diddy party to be seen.
You just don't want to be here at one.
And I know that Lecrae is being vulnerable, transparent on this situation, and maybe he learned from that too. So I don't want to feel like people feel like, oh, you ain't giving him no grace. There you go. I gave him a little grace, but he shouldn't have been there.
In the morning. And I was like, now my pride kicked in, like, yo, you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can handle myself. Like, I'm not some little church boy who ain't never seen nothing. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you talking about? Well,
Hey, and I'll tell anybody, if you like me as a church boy, you green. You don't know nothing of the world. And it's not that we are like so saved and all this different stuff. What I'm saying is like I'm green. Like if you're a church boy and you've been in the church most of your life, you know the things of church, you know how to play drums, you know instruments, you know preachers, and you know how to do church. You may know how to preach. You know how to exalt people and get people up. But we green to the things of the world, and that's like even like people think that and I'll say this, like people think because they're in church and they going through the church dating different girls and they can do this and do that and they talking to this girl in the church that ain't got nothing to do with the streets. Like my dad was from the streets. He can tell you something about what they call game. And I ain't even got the slang to talk to y'all like that. But my dad know the streets. And then on the other hand, he has a good friend by the name of Pastor Barry Cody. My dad is Pastor Ron Curry. But Pastor Barry Cody knows the streets too. And the ones, my family and different ones that see this video, they know the streets. We don't know the streets. The little stuff that we thought we knew and did and stuff, they ain't got nothing compared. Nothing is nothing compared to what they know about the streets. But like he said, he was saying, "Oh, I'm a church boy. Don't act like I ain't seen nothing. This and that." You don't. You don't. You really don't know nothing. And that's just. I'm speaking for the church boys out there. Some church boys may think they hard and stuff like that, but they be green.
It's probably 12:30. I'm downstairs. I go downstairs to the studio. I come up out the studio, and I'm headed back upstairs to like the main area where everyone's kind of congregating and hanging out. And the music changed. It was like really hard and heavy at first, and then like jam and dancing music. And it was a little softer. It was a little more sensual when I came out the studio and started going upstairs. And on my way upstairs, there's like this couch. Um, I won't say how the couch is designed because then that may give away whose party and whose house this was. There was a couch, and on the couch, I saw a couple of guys really going at it hard and heavy. And man, and I was like, oh, my brain, I'm thinking, well, the celebrity party, people do what they do. As I started moving upstairs, I passed them up and I noticed that it wasn't just those two guys. It was more and more people just going at it. I was like, okay, it's time for me to roll. I'm going to grab my stuff and I'm going to get up out of here. I did not know that's how this went down. So was that shocking? Absolutely. Was I forced or coerced into anything? I was not. But why they felt that comfortable, I don't know. Maybe the invite list, they was like, yeah, all these people. I don't know. I'm shocked that it went down. But I've been to another situation, another person's party, celebrity party, and a celebrity tapped me on my shoulder, and I was hanging out with them, and they was like, "Yo, nephew, you might want to go into the other party because this cabana, we about to close it up." And they closed up the cabana, and there was about 3 or 4 big name artists in there. And a whole bunch of ladies start walking in that cabana, and a security guard stood in front of the door. Hey, they didn't coerce me. They didn't ask me to come in. And everybody said, you probably should not be in this cabana. You probably just want to go back out there with the cocktails and the hanging out and the hobnobbing. And shout out to my guy, Brandon T. Jackson, man. Brandon T. Jackson.
Man, that's crazy to even. And I still stand. He should not have been there. But since he was there and he got a chance to see this stuff, that's crazy for him to be exposed to stuff like that. And, he's now able to tell people like, hey, I don't seen this, but man, people are corrupt. Hollywood is corrupt and it's coming out more and more. And like he said, these people was big time. And I feel like, boy, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But let's continue to see what he got to say about this situation.
Um, I don't know what he's up to these days, but at this particular party, Brandon T came up to me and he said, yo, man, like Satan will steal your soul in this industry, bro. And he was really like, I loved the fact that he felt like, he's like, I love your soul and your spirit, and I want you to thrive, Cray. I don't want you to get devoured out here. And I just appreciated that because for him, he was like, he has seen some detriments and some of the dark side of things. And he was like, yo, I want you to be taken care of. So I say all that to say, like, I never felt like it was some secret occult or secret like thing. I felt like there were areas at certain places that were like, hey, this might, I mean, this could be the cocaine room. You know, I don't know. This could be the boom boom room. I don't know. But I never ventured into those places. You know, that wasn't my thing. And when I felt like something was moving to a level past where my witness or my like conscience would be messed with, I'm out of there. It's not for me. But somebody got to be in these places and spaces, right? Like somebody got to be there, you know, to be, you know, in these environments. Now, I'm not saying somebody got to be at the strip club, or don't misconstrue my words. What I'm saying is someone has to be in environments where people congregate and you can get to know them and you can build relationships. You know what I'm saying? These were not like, it's not just wild and people hanging from the ceilings everywhere. It's really just people hanging around by the pool, talking, having conversations. Some people dancing, some people walking. You know, oh, what's up, Jimmy Iovine? What's up, Madonna? Chris Brown? How y'all doing? You know, you talking. You have a whole conversation. You can share your whole testimony standing next to somebody by Jamie Foxx's pool. You know what I'm saying? So again, it wasn't one of those situations where it was crazy. And I've been to tons of these industry events, like tons of them. So it's, what do you want to get yourself into? You know, what do you, if you want to get in trouble, you can. But I don't feel like my career. And yes, sure, I probably could have found some way to finesse it for my career if I really was trying. But it's like, is that what you really want? Do you want to get yourself intertwined with the deeds of darkness and Satan? And now you got to unwind yourself from all of that? Is that really what you desire? Or do you want to be straight and narrow and go to bed at night with a clear conscience and wake up in the morning and see that God is infinitely more powerful, and I'd rather trust in him than all of that nonsense. I love these ones.
Yeah. My whole thing is, uh, you know, like he said, you want to go to bed with a clear conscience and, you know, have peace and stuff like that. But to see stuff like that and be exposed to stuff like that, you don't even want to have those images in your mind. Like, you gotta continue to pray and cast that stuff out of your mind, cast those imaginations down. But I wouldn't go into that sector myself. Neither would I advise somebody to go into those places and say, hey, y'all go in there and pray with those people and talk to them, stuff like that. But like I say, I'm not here to judge. I'm giving my opinion. It's my opinion. I would not be going into those places. But um I don't know. It's a lot I want to say, but we'll save this for part 2. But y'all go watch this episode about Lecrae, about the secrets of the music industry. Y'all go watch it. And I'll be back another time for a part 2 to talk more about this, and I'll speak more. But I wanted to bring out this part that Lecrae said that he's been to Diddy's parties. And the things that he said confirms, you know, the things that are uh allegedly against Diddy and all this different stuff going on. But we ain't here to talk about that. But y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and don't forget to hit the like button. And I'll see you guys on the next video.